One of the fundamental ways we make sense of our lives is through the metaphor of balance. So words like centered, stable, and grounded are far more than just a group of pleasant-sounding adjectives. They are metaphors that speak very directly to your brain. When you feel centered, you aren't falling over yourself to please other people, and you aren't swayed by people's attempts to manipulate you or intimidate you. But you're not forcibly resisting people either. When you are centered, you can still be open and present and genuinely engage with people. You just feel less thrown by life when things get challenging. It's easier to stay level-headed and respond quickly and appropriately to the task at hand. The hypnotic part of this session is going to help you to instinctively feel more centered as you move through your daily life, both during the challenging times and periods of stress, and also in the situations where you simply want to be more present, more comfortable in your own skin, and able to fully savor the pleasures and satisfactions of your life. Now, as you prepare to relax very deeply, you can just close your eyes if you haven't done so yet, and just take a slow, deep breath and let the air out smoothly and evenly. And I'd just like you to get the sense for a moment of how it feels to be a little bit off balance. Maybe how it feels to be standing on one leg, wobbling a little. How you might hold your arms up as you try your best to stay steady. Have feeling that if someone nudged you, you'd probably fall over. Just noticing that right now for a second or two. And then I'd like you to lift those eyelids for a moment, to open your eyes, and then close them again. And just take another slow, deep breath. And this time, as you let the air out smoothly and evenly, I'd like you to imagine how it feels when you stand in a more balanced, stable position. In many of the martial arts, they train you in how to stand with your feet apart, knees slightly bent, in a stance where you are much more stable, where someone could nudge you, but you'd stay rooted and upright. It's sometimes helpful to think of a pyramid where the base of a pyramid is so wide that it's an incredibly stable structure, or how a tree has a vast network of roots that can spread so wide under the ground, giving it a rooted stability. Just notice how balance and stability feels for you right now. And then I'd like you to lift your eyelids one more time and then let them close again. And take one more slow, deep breath. And let the air out in a nice, slow, relaxed sigh. That's it. Many people in the Western world locate their sense of self in their heads. It's like we imagine we exist in a little spot behind our eyes, controlling our bodies from a little mental room. And so in some Eastern martial arts, like Aikido, you are taught that if you keep your sense of self in your head, you are more likely to get lost in your own thoughts and to be less grounded and stable. But in Aikido, to stay balanced, present, and connected with your body and to the world around you, you learn to shift your sense of self from that unbalanced, heady state to a more centered place, deeper down in your body, a place they call hara, a couple of inches below your navel and a couple of inches inside your body, which is your body's center of gravity as you walk and move around through your daily life. So in a few moments, I'd like you to imagine that with each and every out breath, you can shift your sense of self down from your head towards hara, and you can begin by first of all imagining you're in that heady, unstable state, maybe feeling a little off balance. You might remember a time you were feeling stressed or overwhelmed, or a time you got into a disagreement with someone, or they wound you up in some way. Just get a sense of how that feels, to be lost in your head, caught up in thoughts and uncertainty, feeling off balance. And then I'd like you to begin to breathe slowly and deeply. And with each out breath, imagine that the center of who you are is moving down through that throat, down into that chest, the essence of who you are, because you aren't just a brain connected to a separate body. Your nervous system fills your entire body, your senses, your skin, your sense of temperature, your gut feelings are all you and your center. It doesn't have to be about a bunch of fleeting conscious thoughts up there. Your center can be grounded in your body. Your center can be grounded in reality, in the here and now, like a pyramid, like a tree with deep roots and a strong trunk. as you let your sense of self float all the way down into that place a little below your belly button and a couple of inches inside your body, and feel it lock into place, grounded and centered, mind calm, body grounded and rooted. That's it. And notice how being like this changes the way you feel, changes the way you think, changes the way you react and the way you behave, how you move and hold yourself, your tone of voice, all become more centered, present, balanced, able to react appropriately and creatively without getting lost in that head up there, because thoughts are only one part of your whole experience, and your body, your gut feelings, your way of being in the world and connecting with others all belong to that whole. And if you want a skyscraper that's stable, balanced, and robust, a skyscraper that can survive even earthquakes, you need to build in a certain amount of flexibility in that skyscraper so that it can stand tall and yet be able to sway a little and still remain rooted and balanced, just as a tree can sway in a powerful wind and its branches can adapt and lean in the wind and then return to balance again as the wind dies down. And I'd just like you to notice a future you, maybe a few days or weeks from now, in a situation where you want to feel more centered. That might be a challenging or difficult situation, like one of those times when you're with someone who in the past has thrown you off balance. Or it might simply be a time when you want to become more present, to enjoy living your life more, to be able to connect with the person you're with, or take in the world around you. And I'd like you to notice how you look, how you sound. In that time out there in the future, that's just for a fraction of a second. You watch that future you go back into that old heady state of getting lost in your thoughts just for a second. And then just watch how that future you takes a slow, deep breath and centers themselves. And you can just watch their face, their body language, how that future you can just become so centered and balanced in that future time. how they respond and behave in a new way, present, alive in the moment, centered in their body. And you can just merge with this future you right now. That's it. And just notice how this is going to feel to be this centered and present more and more in this future time and in the days and weeks ahead. If you ever get a little off balance, a little lost in your own thoughts and mind chatter, you can just stop, take a deep breath, and relax back into your center, into your core, and open up your awareness to the world around you. That's it. And you can listen to this session often and deepen this ability to always return to your center, becoming increasingly grounded and balanced and present each time that you do. And for now, you can begin to feel more alert and refreshed. That's it. And prepared to come all the way back with a real sense of good feeling by noticing the position of the body and the sensation of whatever it is you're resting on. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.